Right, yes, hello, and welcome back to Free Vinyl Discovery. I don't like the angle. That's better. Most of my albums in the pile are 80s albums. We don't have an 80s album today. We're going proper 70s with the Electric Light Orchestra, Eldorado. Wow, this was interesting. Wanted to spice it up. The first upload of this year, it was an album I wasn't very familiar with. This is another one I wasn't very familiar with. But at least a band that has a lot more street cred out there. Jeff Lynne is a very accomplished musician, and I was very interested in listening to this album, which does not have a single song that I've ever heard of. But my knowledge of ELO is not broad. It really does just boil down to those hits. So this was an interesting one to go into. 1974. In the physical sense, this album is really intriguing. Outside, it has been kept in pretty remarkable order, but inside is where it gets interesting. I don't know if you spotted the label here. I didn't when I looked through the pile, and it wasn't until I peeled it open that I saw that this is a coloured vinyl. This album is yellow-ish green. Clashes with my shirt a tad, but I'm not complaining. This has earned its place a lot more. It's a lot older than me and a lot older than this shirt. Wow, how fun. Shot of translucent as well, especially you can see me there. Shall I just do the rest of the review sitting like this? Even though I had no idea whether I was going to like this album or not, I was very intrigued by the fact that this was a coloured vinyl, my first ever coloured vinyl. Anything outside the realms of normality is incredibly exciting indeed. Especially in this colour, it's very strange, and I don't know how rare it is. It might just be that they were all released like this, and I'm just getting excited unnecessarily, but this was free. Who's complaining? Are you complaining? I'm not complaining. I mean, don't complain. This is mine. You'll be all dying to know my thoughts on the album. I tend to filibuster a tad about unnecessary things, and now that I've done that, I'm going to tell you that although I would not consider myself a fan of ELO, even after listening to this album, I was still very pleasantly surprised by what I heard. It opens up with 3 blinders. An Eldorado overture, Can't Get It Out of My Head, and Boy Blue. A great way to open the album. It establishes itself strong. I thought maybe this would be an album I might get rid of, but now I've listened to that A-side, it's starting to make me question at that decision. The last 2 songs on the A-side, Laredo, Tornado, and Poor Boy, brackets the Greenwood, they're not such heavy hitters for me. But, having said that, very strong A-side. The B-side contrasts with it quite nicely. It's a lot slower, with the exception of Illusions in G Major, I believe it's called. Yeah, that one's a little bit more racy. But that side really peaks with that final track, Eldorado, and its sister song, Finale, at the end. Really nice album to listen to. Very catchy. Classic, I would go out to say. And this is not the famous ELO album, but this is a very good album to own, especially since it's coloured. What do you think of ELO? What do you think of Eldorado? Let me know in the comments below. I'm really looking forward to ploughing on with my record collection now. It's really fun doing this series. It's really fun broadening my horizons and listening to artists that I have been very aware of, but I've never given the time of day due to my very specific tastes. So, with all that in mind, thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you again next week.